tell me, where did the name Strizzy Strauss come from?
Yeah. You know, it was when I was at uni, like my name's Levi, innit? So when I was at uni, my brethren, he used to call me Strauss all the time, innit? I didn't even think, I didn't think nothing of it. So one time after a night out, we was just jamming. And I was like, bro, why do you call me Strauss? It's like the jeans, innit? Levi Strauss, jeans.
Yeah.
I was like, rah, that's heavy. So I just kept it moving, innit? I always wanted to make music, but I wasn't really making music then, innit? So then when it was time to make music, my brethren came to me, he's like, yo, what's your name? So I was like, boom, Strauss, because Strauss is a classical composer as well. You get me? So it's kind of like, what do you call it? A double entendre. So it's like, boom, my name's Levi, and you got the jeans, and then boom, Strauss is a classical composer, innit? And then the Strizzy Strauss is like, really, man, them who know me, they either call me Striz or they call me Strauss. It's not a Strizzy Strauss thing, innit? You get me? It's like Strizzy Strauss came from, I made a track called Ode to Naz, innit? So what I did was I went through all Naz's tracks off one of like his albums and whatnot. So it's kind of like, it was written, I am Strizzy Strauss, innit? You get me? And then it kind of stuck. And then when I went to release my first project,
Right.
my brother said to me, you know what, I should keep it Strizzy Strauss, because when you type Strizzy Strauss in Google, it's the first thing.
It's the first thing that pops up. That's true.
In YouTube, it's the first thing that pops up. So I was like, all right, see, there we come wrong with that. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a mouthful, but see, that I hear that. Do you get me? And yeah.
That's so cool. For our listeners who don't know, you said the jeans. So the American innovator for what we now know as Levi's jeans. His name was Levi Strauss.
Yeah.
So no, it's just some context because but that makes so much sense. So I think there's an element of innovation as well, because I think Levi's was the very first company that actually, you know, the way we understand denim now, blue denim, that was the first company to have that.
But I'm 3 years old when I found out about that. You get me? It was just like, boom, I clocked, it's Levi Strauss. It wasn't so much about the jeans, really, innit? It was just like a being witty.
It was the idea behind it, wasn't it?
You get me? Like, so yeah, man.
And then the understanding that Strauss was also, I think he must have been German as well, a German composer.
Like Austrian, German, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, tell me about Phoenix Quarter.
Oh, see, you have done some research. So like, Phoenix Quarter, when I was at uni in 2004, I think it was.
Okay.
2004, when I was at uni. Because I went uni, partied more than I probably should have studied. Things then, you get me, had to take that year out and whatnot, and then went again, you get me? So at that first period in time when I was at university, my dream was to meet a man that was rapping, innit? You get me?
That's why you went to uni?
No, that's not why I went uni. The reason I went uni, which is a mad thing, I wasn't going to do nothing, innit? But my mum was on to me. She was like, yo, Levi, you can't be in this yard doing nothing, innit? You're either going to stay in education or get a job. Mum was super work shy, innit? I thought, like, I'm not working no menial job. I'm bouncing into a big boy wage job and I work. So I'm going to try to go uni, innit? And I'm not stupid, so I had results from college and whatnot. So one day I was at yard, I was like, you know what, let me go see if I can do a course, innit? Went to the uni. They was like, boom, I can go through clearing because I had good results.
And
get what I'm saying? I was like, oh, can you see it there? Went through clearing, picked up some joke courses. They weren't joke, you get me? Politics was live, but I couldn't do politics on its own, innit? So I had to do it with something else. So I chose film studies, but film studies weren't film studies to what I thought film studies might be.
Right.
This was about film hotels. And you know what, to be fair, I learned stuff, but didn't pass it. You get me? I know stuff now because I did it.
Right.
And whatnot. So it was like, fast forward, I didn't do very well and whatnot. And I started again. But during that time, I met some people that made music, Phoenix Quarter, innit? Do you get me? So the first guy I met was Qualms, KWR, big up my guy. I met him. He was on my business course.
Right.
I did business and management. So this must be when I went back. Yeah, my everything's sketchy, innit? Was it business and work? And Qualms was somewhere, innit? I met Qualms on one of my courses.
Right.
Must have been politics, you get me? Anyway, he told me that he rapped. So I was like, right, are you right? He was like, yeah, man, come meet my brethren, boom, boom, boom. So I met a man named Yasha. And then, so we've chopped it off and whatnot. And I was just in awe, innit? And then further down the line, I've met Slim and I've met Uriah, do you get me? Like, and these was in a crew called Felix Court. There was a couple more. There was like Bo, Sloppy Styles. If I've missed any names, I'm sorry, innit? It was a while ago. Jack, Slim, Bo, Yasha, Uriah, and yeah, them I was killing it. Do you get what I'm saying? So I studied these, right, innit? Because these was making the rap that I liked, innit? The sound is more of a conscious sound, innit? And these were uni guys, innit? It was like the hipster stuff before the hipster stuff was the hipster stuff, you get me?
Yeah.
So it's like, them I was doing shows all over Leicester, Poonana, the Charlotte. We went to Brighton one time when they was doing a show. That was cold, that show. But they supported guys like Jest, Asavia, Clash, Supernova. They was on stuff, Big Ben. Like, yeah, they was heavy. So I studied these lot for a minute, you get what I mean, while they was at uni. But I built a close relationship with Uriah. And Deepot's his name was, you get me?
All right.
So what it was, when I met him, I was very raw with the rap, do you get me? And then he was like the sensei. My man just like, boom, you know what it is? Structure it like this. Don't write it to rhyme it. Rap it to talk it, you get me? Because if you can talk it, you can do it on any tune. Just have a conversation with man, innit, you get me? So it's like, when he said that to me, like, something, the penny dropped, innit? It was like, raw, you're right, you get me? So it's like, boom, I worked up talk pace, innit? For man can chat to a man, innit, do you get what I'm saying? So he helped me, like, put me on tunes. He was making a project at them times there, so these times it must have been like 2006. Do you get what I'm saying? Or something like that. And he was going in because I was under him. So he was making the projects, he was recording the tracks, working towards an EP, going to talent shows. I remember one time we went Birmingham, and on the way back the car broke down. It was me, his mom in the car, and first what happened was we went the wrong way from Birmingham, so we was going the other way, innit? So then, but we've clocked and we've turned around and then we broke down, innit? So the distance we've gone that way is kind of the distance we was away from the home, innit? I broke down long time, but that was just an experience, innit? But he was going out there performing and doing it all, do you get what I'm saying? Like, my confidence was low, and I was just trying to figure it out. Like, I thought I could spit before I went to uni, then I saw real spitters like Phoenix Quarter in there, and it's like, whoa, let me refine this thing, you get me? So then me and Uriah like built a relationship for years, man, like for years. Like, so then man then graduated, but he didn't graduate that time. He graduated a year later, so he was still there a year later. But they had Slim, cold MC, cold rapper Slim. Like, I take a lot from Slim, what I saw Slim doing, and apply that to my own performance, because Slim is a showman, like proper showman, you get me? Then you got Jack the Lad. Jack the Lad's like a spitter, like phonetics, wordplay, everything. Like, yo, he was the guy, you get me? And it was like Uriah. Uriah was like me, innit? Do you get me? Like, he wasn't like me in terms of skill sets, but the person in it, we came from the same environments, innit? So what he said really hit me more than what these men were saying, innit? Not to say they worked from the same place, he just worded it in a way that worked for me, innit? Do you get what I mean? So like, yeah, man was drawn to Uriah. He was training man up. Then we met a man named Zappa, in it, Mimo from Durham Street. So Zappa, he lived on Durham Street, and he was producing for Uriah these times, innit? Because Uriah kind of went on his own thing from Phoenix Quarter. So the first tune we made was called These Days, innit? And it was like, I used to go bed at night saying, yo, I beg you, please, just let me put 116 down on that tune. Just 116 and I'll be happy, you get me? You know, just generally I would do that. Because I was getting into the laws of attraction and the secret and them things there, innit? So I was just trying to get a leg up. You get
Right.
Let me in, please. You get me?
Manifesting.
You know, there was... and then, boom, I got my chance, and it was at Zappa's, and the track These Days, it was Uriah and Crooked. And then mum was like, yo, you got a verse for this? I'm like, yo, I have. I had one verse that would just rap all the time, innit? I don't even remember the bars now. Do you get what I'm saying? It feels like it was so long ago. And then I just sparked it. And I was just following Uriah for a couple of years, innit? Do you get what I mean? I was just like, and understudying it. Like, I was just trying to see how it goes, innit? Yeah, figure it out. Then he graduated. in like 2000 and could have been 6, 2007, could have been, yeah, 2006, because I went back to uni in 2007. Like, I went back, and that's when I just went hard, you get what I'm saying? So then I found a studio, the Watershed, and it was like, what? This studio, I'm telling you, yeah, the studio at the Watershed was like some state-of-the-art thing. It was like, I could only imagine Dr. Dre and them man was working in, it was like, the recording booth, it was like a patio door, a slide thing, like, what? Do you get me? It's a library, no, it was massive, but it was so good to develop in that place, because we weren't at that level to use that, but we was able to use it with Dom, man like Dom.
Okay.
And that helped me a lot. I put out a project, I just recorded the tunes, I didn't even mix and master them in it. I burned the CDs off of my Mac desktop, and it was called The Voice of a Wrecked Generation, you get me? And me and my brother just knocked up an image, and we just started passing it out. So like, we get me around the ends, but then the sheet was gonna blow and that, but we didn't understand the sound in it. We didn't understand the mix and master and that. Like, it sounded clean to us. You get me? Well, it weren't that. Do you get what I'm saying? But man, that was jumped on board.
Sometimes it's the excitement, though, isn't it? No, actually putting something out.
Absolutely. Like, I was desperate. By these times now, I was desperate to have a go now, innit? I used to ask myself, like, yo, why ain't I there, innit? What makes them different to me, innit? Do you get me? And it's funny because that's like the arrogance of youth.
Of course.
Do you get me? Like, whereas now when I look back, it's like, right, I know exactly why it weren't, do you get me? It weren't ready. So
what do you think that was?
Why I wasn't there? I just didn't have enough years under my belt.
Right.
I just didn't have I didn't have the experience. I didn't have the EXP points. Like, you know how it goes, innit? You know when you do something and it's like, they call it beginner's luck sometimes, innit?
Of course, and we get it right.
And you're popping in it, man, they will gas you at the moment, like, yo, that's heavy. And then you fall in, you listen to that, innit? You get tricked by the source, innit?
Of course.
And sometimes you're not around anyone else to gauge yourself around, innit? So when you're on your own and you're around people that can't really do it and they look to you like you're heavy,
right,
there's not someone to benchmark yourself against, innit? So you have an ego, innit? Naturally, innit? On a young as well, innit? Like, yeah.
I think it comes with being an artist. And new artists, please listen to Strauss. because I think we've got a lot of artists who are navigating on beginner's luck.
Absolutely, I get that, but at the same time, man can make that work. Man could buy a lottery ticket for the first time ever with a quick 300 bags. It's like, yo, that's beginner's luck, but yo, you're set now, innit? So I'm not knocking beginners up, because yo, man could have.
And I was helpful.
If the beginners luck caught onto something and man got signed and yo, it's better to learn from a place of. Do you get me? Some foundation.
In a much better place.
You know, there was, and so I'm not trying to knock it. It's just like there was an honesty that I wasn't having with myself, innit?
Right.
But it goes back to the fact that, yo, I can say that now at 37, innit? But when you're talking to a man that's like, what, 21, 22, yo, I feel like I'm the bee's knees. Do you get what?
At 22, I thought I knew everything.
22.
You couldn't tell me shit at 22.
Listen, when I was at uni, these times I was at uni, innit? So when I'm at uni, I'm thinking, boom, watch. What should we get a degree and bounce into a 25k a year job? And 25k a year,
what's a lot?
That's not even a lot of money generally.
No, but to us it was.
Yeah, I hear that. But when you're thinking about it, like 25k was like 100 bags then. In my mind, I'm looking at that like it's 100 bags. Like, I'm set. 25k, I'm chilling. You get me? Nando's every night.
Life could start.
But that's the arrogance of youth, innit? So what I'm saying is, yeah, youngsters might want to listen to what I'm saying, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? But you've got to go through the journey, innit? And everyone's journey at the same, some might pop up for you, innit? You might be a bit better than what I was then.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? I might not. And that's what I'm saying, it as well. At the same time, I don't think I was as good as I thought I was then. Do you get me?
Yes.
Yeah. I felt like I was like this level now, how I feel about myself. I felt like that then, innit? And how is that possible? Do you get what I'm saying? Because man have progressed, innit? So it's just a case of experience. Just being, keep it a trillion with yourself, innit?
It's true. And I'm assuming with that experience, eventually you arrived at trust the process.
Absolutely. So yeah, so we had the Art of Summarizing Live first. I dropped that EP, I think it was like, yeah, it was 2017, it was just before my boy was born. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, that was massive. And do you get what I'm saying, innit? So I was at that level again. So imagine, I thought I was the bee's knees at uni, you get me? Like, with unmixed, unmastered songs, I thought I was hard. To where I get to a point where I've got mixed, unmastered songs, I feel like, yo, this is it. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what, I love Trust the Process. I'm a massive fan. And actually, I didn't know you before Trust the Process.
Okay.
And I listened to Trust the Process. Okay, well, it's got something here. And it was so, so good. I remember listening to Gems.